like when Jesus starts pushing him,
Yeah.
Mosquera's hand actually clenches further into his butt. I'm not making this up.
Do not check his Google search history. Do
Yeah,
not.
like
Because I
like
don't know if he knows.
you.
But we'll start off with Arsenal because अगर Arsenal fan आ गए हैं podcast पे तो मेहमान नवाजी करनी पड़ेगी. Uh, Again, like the reason why we thought we should kick off the new Premier League season with an Arsenal fan on the pod also is because fair play for all
Yeah.
the banter that one might throw in the direction of Arsenal and Arsenal fans. In the last 2 years, Mikel Arteta has done really well with Arsenal. Like,
I would say
and it's
four.
not like it's not like it's been without its funny moments because there have been a lot and there is more coming right now. But overall, the progress that the club has made under him is fantastic, and it continued on the first day of the season as well. A very non-complicated 2-0 victory over Wolves. Uh, uh, Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka, man. Like, who would have thought, or at least as Prashant is a Chelsea fan over here, would any Chelsea fan would have thought that Kai Havertz actually had some quality in him because what he was doing at Chelsea was absolutely fucking rubbish. But for
Yeah.
some reason, Arteta is getting the best out of him. He's a tall guy. उसको नंबर 9 खिलाओ बेंचो वो हेडर मारेगा और क्या हेडर मारा उसने.
That was a great header. But the
Great,
cross
yeah.
was even better.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
cross. I think this is the year that you finally like where rivals start finally putting respect on Saka's name, and people like him.
Yeah.
People don't fear him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
like people like him. It's like, oh, what a good boy and everything. But nobody's like terrified of Saka, at least from the big clubs.
But is that because of his personality? Because, like you
I
said,
think
he's
so.
a good boy. He's such a
He's
cutie.
such a good boy. He's
He's
such a
such a
cutie.
cutie. Like he's one of the
That
most
smile can sell me anything.
yeah, he's
Like
the most he's one of the most likable people in football right now. And regardless of which,
Easily.
you could be a Spurs fan and you'd be like, yeah, all right, Saka's fine.
He's kind of like mankind. He's kind of in terms
Yeah.
of personality.
Yes, Mandy, the guy who had a sock puppet as a prop, who used to fucking
Yeah.
deep
Like-
throat you with it, was very
like-
cute and a good boy.
Yeah, like the thing is, like there was something very endearing about mankind at the end of the day,
Yes.
right? Like you wanted
What-
mankind to.
What happened to you, Magdi? क्या ट्रॉमा हुआ है तेरे लाइफ में जो ये तेरे लिए endearing था?
The character that was mankind was very sweet. The way he used to talk and banter and everything.
Yeah.
However, okay, let's get back to Saka. I don't think there's a nicer person in football right now.
No, there isn't.
And and why I think this year might be a little different for him because he's been talking about it in his interviews and things like that. That Henri told him you gotta bring some arrogance into your life. Like this nice, good Christian boy is all very well and good, but on the pitch you have to be a bit of a bastard.
Yeah.
And like I genuinely like to see Saka like whinge a little more when he's kicked. Like stay like I think it's his own mistake that he gets up and shrugs it off. Like people say he's always limping because he's all. Look, none of you people who talk about like how Saka is limping all the time can take the number of kicks he takes. Just
Yeah.
your ankle will go, your shin will go. You're not built for it.
Yeah.
It's abnormal how strong Saka is. Like this is one trait that people don't give him credit for. How ridiculously strong he is.
Yeah.
And this year, like I think what set it differently is like after he scored his goal, he had a fairly arrogant celebration. Usually he's like all smiles and everything. This time he just went with the, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's me again.
Yeah.
Like that it's me again.
Yeah.
I think it's going to serve him well in the scheme of things of the Premier League. And as for Kai Havertz, I think it is proof. Kai Havertz is proof of what a non-toxic environment can do
Yeah.
to a sensitive person. Like Kai Havertz isn't Aspilicueta
Yeah.
when it comes to personality. Like you could throw anything at Aspi
Yeah.
and he would be fine.
Yeah.
You could raid his house and tell him you have to go play the game right now. He'd be fine because
Yeah.
there was that dog in Aspi.
Yeah.
that Kai Havertz isn't that dog.
Yeah.
He is a bit of a
He's
go
also from a completely different generation, right? Like
completely different
Yeah.
he's
generation.
a
Yeah,
and he's not as old as people think he is. He's still a young kid from a
it's
completely different generation. Or
it's
उनको नहीं जमता है.
yeah, it's why you see managers like Conte and Mourinho kind of struggle now
Yeah.
because these kids are sensitive.
Yeah.
They're not like you gotta win at all costs and like that from Mourinho's time at Spurs, the documentary,
Mm.
Yeah.
All or Nothing.
Yeah.
That scene where he's saying, "So be a cunt." You can see the younger people like rolling their eyes.
Yeah.
They like the younger players in that squad rolling. Like the older people totally got it. The younger
Yeah.
people were like, "Ye kya hai?
Mm.
I don't want to be a cunt, dude.
Yeah.
You might be okay with it. I don't."
Yeah. But
And so, like, you can see what's happening with Kai Havertz in terms of just a positive environment. And all said and done, dude, like Chelsea is in that place right now where, like, like the Arsenal Unai years, where
yeah.
the fans also hate the club
Yeah.
and or hate what's going on in the club, don't recognize or connect with what their club is up to.
Yeah.
So that has an effect on someone like Kai Havertz,
Yeah.
and you can clearly see that this is something that he needs to that is helping him out. This
Correct.
sensitivity, so to
Absolutely.
say.
It just seems like just moving on to Chelsea for one quick bit. It just seems like Chelsea is trying to play the 6 degrees of separation game. कि bench और football में हर player अपने से 6 degrees of separation पे होना चाहिए.
Yeah,
Like that is the aim that Todd Bowley and Chelsea are going for. A really funny moment in the game against Wolves though was when Mosquera from Wolves grabbed Gabriel Jesus's butt, and then it was Jesus who got booked.
That's
I
damn
mean,
funny.
what? Like
Bro.
there are refereeing errors and there is this which is just मतलब assault है यार वो क्या
it's proper assault. Even his moment on I think his moment on Havertz.
yeah
So like it's like new season, same old refereeing.
yeah
Because how is that not a red card?
yeah
Because last year Casemiro was sent off for just doing this. He didn't even
yeah
choke the player.
no
Right? He just put his hands on his neck.
yeah
Same with Rodri. They were both sent off for just putting their hands on someone's neck.
yeah
But this Mosquito, whatever his name is,
Mosquito.
yeah
like
let's go with that
yeah. So this guy, like when he's falling down on Havertz, if you watch the replays, his hand is going somewhere else, and he makes a conscious decision to turn it towards Kai Havertz's neck, and then puts his body weight on him.
mm.
Like if anything, like this guy's into some kinky shit, and he's not getting it at home because
yeah
what the. Like A, you choke Kai Havertz, and B, like I want you all to go see that replay again. All right, there's
yeah
an like when Jesus starts pushing him,
yeah
Mosquera's hand actually clenches further into his butt. I'm not making this up.
do not check his Google search history do
Yeah,
not
like
because
no,
I
but
don't know if he knows
you, it's all over Reddit. It's
yeah
all over Reddit. Those replays and alternate angles are all over Reddit. And dude, it's
yeah
one of those cases where like Jesus cannot register a sexual assault complaint because he'll be like victim blamed and gaslit.
yeah
It's pretty much one of those cases because like
yeah
Jesus is like hand on butt. A lot of people put hands on butts in football. Like you get that slap on the rump and all that, like good job and all that, which
yeah
is very non-sexual.
yeah
But this one, like it's not even like he's coming from piche. He's come from aage.
yeah
Like he's come from in front of him, got his fingers in his crack. It's
Raghav, you've
super
zoomed in on this,
weird.
haven't you?
I
first
have. I
You've
first
have.
zoomed in how many times?
I have. Once was enough, man.
It
Once was
doesn't sound
enough.
like once. I feel like you've
Once
seen
was
this
enough.
frame by
Once was,
frame.
you
once
can
was enough.
already tell what a fantastic season of the Prem this is going to be. First game week, and we have this dude. Like this is just fucking
It's
next level
it
mental
was
stuff.
it's like it's genuinely disturbing, but
Yeah,
it's also like funny.
yeah,
But it's also very disturbing. Like you can like if you go on Reddit and you go in the comments, a good chunk of people are like, "Why is this funny? This is assault. There's nothing funny about this."
yeah,
And you're like, you have a point, but haha.
yeah,
Like it's just like it's. In fact, like I don't think this is the first time this has happened. This is a like not fairly common, but it's not an uncommon tactic to rile someone up
Right.
in football.
Hmm.
Like you see it like this is just the first time that there was no one else around. Like
Yeah.
usually in corners and things like that, you have this sort of like ball sack grabbing and all this sort of
Yeah.
stuff has happened before. It's not the first time.
Yeah.
But like now with the referees having such a clear view of it,
Yeah.
like
Correct.
I mean, more than that, the biggest crime was the choking
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's genuinely dangerous.
Yeah.
If
And I
it
mean
even
that should have been a card at least. Like,
like
one can argue that, oh, I was falling over and then kuch to hua,
Hmm.
but I
yeah,
mean, even then, like, that is seriously
if
fucking
yeah,
dangerous.
dude. Also, if Casemiro and Rodri were sent off last year for
Yeah.
choking,
Yeah.
which weren't even that like hard, like they didn't get a grip around the person's neck. They just went
Yeah.
like fuck it, like it was just a moment of madness where they stopped themselves immediately.
Yeah.
This guy didn't stop himself. He
No.
put his weight on Havertz's neck for a
Yeah.
good 2 to 3 seconds. You can also see how Havertz's head slams onto the turf.
Yeah.
That in itself is dangerous.
Yeah.
Like Havertz is trying to get up and you slam his head onto the turf. You could have concussed him.